What happens when a US president dies in office? Let's find out. The transition is instant. According to Article 2 of the Constitution, the Vice President becomes President at the exact moment of the President's death. There is no delay, no debate, and no need for congressional approval. If both the President and Vice President are unable to serve, the line continues. Starting with the Speaker of the House, President pro tempore of the Senate, and then Cabinet members in order of department creation, starting with Secretary of State. There is also no need for another election because the Constitution designates the Vice President as the immediate successor, ensuring continuity without the delays and uncertainties of a new vote. Once the Vice President becomes President, every official symbol, stationery, podiums, aircraft, even the digital White House website is updated, often within minutes, to reflect the new Commander-in-Chief. The very first priority is national security and continuity. Within minutes, the Vice President is moved to a secure location and begins receiving critical briefings. These include updates from the military's Joint Chiefs of Staff, intelligence agencies like the CIA and NSA, and the National Security Council. One of the first topics covered is the nuclear command structure. Control of the so-called nuclear football, which contains the launch codes and emergency procedures, is transferred immediately. A public swearing-in usually happens shortly afterward to affirm the new president's legitimacy. In 1963, after President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in just 2 hours later aboard Air Force One. Federal Judge Sarah Hughes administered the oath as Jacqueline Kennedy stood beside him, still in her blood-stained dress. Once sworn in, the new president meets with the cabinet, congressional leaders, and national security officials. These meetings are essential to reassure the government and the public that the executive branch remains fully functional. The president also prepares to address the nation, a moment that sets the tone for national unity and calm. Meanwhile, preparations begin for a period of national mourning. The late president's body may lie in state at the Capitol, and a full state funeral is organized. When JFK died, his funeral was watched by millions. Heads of state from around the world attended. And one image, John F. Kennedy Jr., just 3 years old, saluting his father's casket, became a lasting symbol of public grief. In the days that follow, the new president nominates a vice president, who must be confirmed by majority votes in both the House and Senate. Through it all, the government continues to function. The military, courts and agencies carry out their duties without interruption. Even in tragedy, the presidency endures. That's the strength of the American constitutional order.